Hey everyone, it's week 7, modules 9 and 10. As always, here on the front page of our week, we've got this course calendar that tells you everything you need to do: double reading, double book talks, double reflections, 2 writing prompts, and then 2 assignments. One is for your portfolio; it's create a learning material, and the other is the Colorado Shines Early Learning and Development module. My words got ahead of me there. For a moment, I want to quickly go and look at the goodie bag. Module 9 goodie bag. Lots of good stuff in here. Sorry, it's going to take a second to load up. There we are. This is our learning environment for this course because it's an online course. So I really try to make it interactive and interesting with lots of different ways for you to learn. Some of it is things that you can read, and some of it's things to watch. There is a screencast here that is created by Allison, the Front Range online lead. It's pretty long, so if you know how, you can speed it up a little bit, or you can kind of pick and choose what you want to watch. It's a little long, and I want you to be able to get through everything in this, so I fully understand if you don't watch every little detail. This is a slam poet and educator piece. So lots of different things. Just like you create a learning environment for children that meets lots of different personality styles, learning types, multiple intelligences, I try to do the same here for you. You're going to see some interesting things in here from the Office of Head Start. There are videos here from what we call ECLEC. It's the Early Childhood Learning and Knowledge Center from the Office of Head Start. Lots of great videos there, so I encourage you to check those out. Not that I'm biased with Head Start or anything, but pretty great materials that everyone can use. So that's our Module 9 goodie bag, all about creating that awesome learning environment. And then in our Module 10 goodie bag, about understanding and supporting play. Again, it'll take just a moment to load up here. We again have a lot of different resources, a little bit of an introduction, some children talking about the importance of play here, a screenshot of the stages of play. This is from your textbook, so it's a really nice piece just to look at more closely at your textbook if you'd like. And then some videos here where you can look at that and then go back to the grid and kind of pin stages on the play you see to see the real world applications of those. You might want to observe your kids this week too to see where they are. That's another way you can get that same experience. A really beautiful TED Talk here, The Decline of Play, and I know it will pull your heartstrings the same way that it has mine. And then many other great things to look at this week about the importance of play. I also want to take a minute to explain this week's portfolio assignment. I feel like you all have the modules on Colorado Shines down, and you know what you need to do with those and upload those PDF files. So we're not going to really spend any time on that. But we're going to go here and look at, I'm going to go into the week 9 checklist, and we are going to go to the create a learning material instructions. And the first thing I want to go over here is before you get started, make sure you read Chapter 8 on the learning environment, view all the items in the goodie bag, and pay special attention to materials to support learning video. That's from the Office of Head Start, the classroom environment screencast, and the article by Elizabeth Prescott. Those are really going to help you in this assignment. So what are you going to do? You're going to create a material that will support a specific domain. So that's like social, emotional, physical, cognitive, language, creative. And you're going to pick material that can promote a specific purpose or collections of loose parts for open-ended play and exploration. And you can see right here are clickable links to help you understand what I mean by those. You can use your materials You can use these materials to enhance a learning center in the classroom, but only if you're the one that chooses the materials for that classroom. So if you're an assistant teacher and the lead teacher chooses those materials, then you can't really add it to that learning center if you didn't pick the materials, but you can set up your own separate center where children can come and do this experience. So you're going to reflect on the textbook and the goodie bag as you make this, and you really want to think about child engagement and what will engage children in this activity. So there are two options. One, if you currently work with children, is option number one. Option number two is if you do not work with children. I'm going to start by talking about option one. Again, that's if you currently work with young children, as it says here. So you're going to create a catchy title. You're going to talk about the specific age range that you believe these materials are best for. You're going to talk about the developmental domain or domains that you addressed. You're only required to pick one, but sometimes what you pick might bleed into other areas. So you can note that there's 2 or 3 if that's the case. You must include photos. However, if you don't have a permission form signed that you can use the images for your community college class, then take the pictures in such a way that I cannot see the children's faces. So from the back of the head or from the chin down to protect children's privacy. You're going to write up the purpose of why you chose this material and link your explanation to developmentally appropriate practice as discussed in the textbook and the goodie bag. And then the most important part is the reflection. How did the children respond and how did you feel? What worked? What didn't go so great that you want to do different next time? What went great that you want to enhance next time? How would you expand this? What did you learn? What did you learn about your own practice? What did you learn about materials, the children, experiences, etc.? So that's what you're going to do if you currently work with children. I know many of you are on summer break, and if that's the case, then you should pick option 2. And option 2 is pretty much the same thing. You're going to do everything the same. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to observe the children in the experience. And in your reflection, you're going to describe how you expect the children to use a material. So think about what you know about children, and then how do you think they will use them. I briefly want to go back to option 1 because I realized I'd left something out. In option 1, it's important to notice that you will not be teaching, you will not be instructing them. You are going to sit back and observe. You can take some notes if you want, if that will help you with this, but you don't have to take intense notes as if it were a child observation. But make sure that it's something you're watching and you're not actively engaged in with the children, but you're sitting back and observing how they use the materials, what do they do, how do they interact with each other. I'm going to look at my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. We went through the goodie bag. We talked about the assignment. As a reminder, it's a 2-for week, so modules 9 and 10, so make sure you use both checklists. And before I made my screencast, I checked all of the links and they were working, so let's hope that they hold. But if there are any links that are broken or missing, you let me know right away and I'll fix them. So that's everything for this week. I hope you have a wonderful week and you learn a lot about play and learning environments.